Hello and welcome to today's video. In the past I've already done these kind of boss runs and boss explanations, but since I've been mapping so much recently, materials started piling up and I decided it's time to do another boss run and stack up 30 runs of Uber Ancients. For those who are newer viewers or are just not sure what Uber Ancients are, Uber Ancients is kind of like a mini boss fight that you can do that drops a lot of loot very fast. So it's a pretty short fight and you just get in and I'll show it right now. The materials for the fight are Sigil of Madoc, Sigil Italic, and Sigil Colic, which in the beginning of the season are not very expensive, but as the season goes, Sigil of Madoc and Talic become more and more expensive since less people are running tier 1 and tier 2 maps, which is where you find them. Each sigil corresponds with a level of a map, like the notes kind of tell you for each one. Once you combine all three of them, you get this Relic of the Ancients that we have stacked 30 of, or like 31 technically, but who's counting? And if you go to the Phantom, which we're standing near right now, you can go ahead and start the fight. Your mercenary will follow you to this fight, and they can die here, but you can keep them alive too. Once you get into the fight, you can buff yourself, and then, depending on how many Ancients you select, which normally you'd like to select all three, this is how many Ancients you will fight. Once you press the book in the middle, it will awaken the Ancients, and you can start mauling them away, or I guess using whatever attack they use. Once all three of them die, they will drop all this loot, which is pretty cool, and pretty fun too. So we are going to do 30 runs like this, and hopefully we'll find something cool. Anyway, we have 93 Standard of Heroes, 53 Worldstone Shards. We have 1 free all res 17 life small charm, a grandfather, a demon machine, a ballista, which is a Baritza of course, a bunch of unique amulets and rings, 3 total facets, 1 Sky Warden, 1 rare amulet that I kind of wanted to slam, and a Sacred Armor, which we're saving for last. Of course, this no clash too, but we will not be slamming this one. So first, let's ID our items and see what we got. For the jewelry, we have a Rising Sun with 1 to skills and -6 to fire res. Not very impressive. A High Lord's Wrath, that's pretty cool. A 6% Dwarf Star with solid life roll. A Constricting Loop with 6 life after each kill and 14 strength. A Nagel. And another Nagel. For the free facets, we got 4 -4 5 fire, which is pretty good. 5 lightning, and a free -5 lightning. Overall, pretty good facets. For the Baritza, we rolled a pretty solid damage. The Demon Machine rolled pretty low damage, and the Grandfathers rolled pretty average. Sky Warden, as we said, rolled only 1 skill, so sadly, it goes to the ground as well. Now let me move all these to the side, and let's start with a slam session. First, let's slam the Baritza. We were looking for 6 sockets or EDIS. Sadly, minus cold resistance doesn't make it useful at all, even for a new player. For the Demon Machine, we're looking for either 5 sockets, EDIS, or EDDS. And we actually got the best slam, EDIS. Sadly, the base damage wasn't that high, so it's not super impressive, but we could definitely box this bow to make it pretty strong. Next, the rare amulet. This one is 75 PLR, cold and fire resistances, and 1 to paladin skills, so I think with either +1 to all skills or 2 max resistances, this could be a pretty nice amulet. Well, I guess it's not gonna be a very nice amulet after all. Then we got our Dwarf Star, which we slammed for Vitality, making it an okay ring to go into Decline with. Next, we have our Constricting Loop. Hoping for 10 FCR on this one, but maybe I shouldn't get ahead of myself. This one got attack rating, which is not something you want to see on a Constricting Loop. It is what it is. If these two swapped, it would have been pretty cool. Now we have 2 more items to slam, the High Lord's Wrath and the Grandfathers, and then we can ID our Sacred Armor. I'll start with the Grandfathers since I had a lot worse luck with them this season. Well, as I said, a lot worse. High Lord's Wrath, I've slammed +1 ED, CBF, and a lot of other good slams on High Lords this season. Hopefully we can continue the streak. Well, can't say that we've continued the streak, but I might still Lucy on it just for fun, since we have so many of those. Well, we've slammed all the items with one of them being pretty good, the others being pretty okay, and 3 really good facets. Now is the time of the Sacred Armor to shine. Now remember, we only identity slam the Sacred Armors because if it breaks, I really don't want to see ethereal breaking. I'd rather just pretend it was a Templars. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Well, it didn't break, but it wasn't blue either. Let's see what we got. 1 socket, 6 aura. Well, I guess that's a little anticlimactic. But sometimes that's how drops are. A little anticlimactic. Overall, I'd say this was a pretty good Uber Ancient session, with Demon Machine, Templars, good facets, solid rings, and one nice charm. I'll go ahead and box this bow just for the video. If we get 4, this is actually a pretty nice bow overall. Well, we were close enough. 3 sockets still makes this a very nice Demon Machine. Alright, with that said, this is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's content. I'm sorry that I'm not around to grind, but everybody needs a break sometimes. Whenever you watch this, have a good whatever you're having. I'll see you in the next stream or in the next video. Until the next time, bye bye bye.